I'm Elizabeth Shanahan-Jewett, and this is Local Matters. I hope this week has been good to you. Let's talk about what's happening in our area. Plymouth's first Pride Fest took place on June 27th at Mayflower Brewing Company and was a massive success. The local Scene Street team was there with PopuPACTV. Check it out.
Hi, this is Tiff from PACTV's The Local Scene. We're at first ever Plymouth Pride Fest. Let's see what these folks have to say. And what brings you here to Plymouth Pride today?
Well, I'm with Harbor Health. We have a community health center here in Plymouth. We work with a variety of patients, including a lot of patients where the health system hasn't been that nice to them. And so this is an important event for us because we really want to show our support for the community, show our support for the LGBTQIA community, and just be part of a big event in the community, which we haven't had for a long time. We have a variety of information at our table. We're doing free HIV screening and blood pressure screening and just giving people an opportunity to learn more about us.
What brings No Place for Hate to Plymouth Pride today?
What brings No Place for Hate is that Plymouth, it is integral to our mission. We are a organization or committee that prides itself on non-discrimination. So wherever there is a community that is somewhat underserved or there's hate that's placed upon them, we are there. We're here. So this is a non-negotiable, I guess, partnership in a sense. So no hesitation to be here.
What do you think the significance of having Plymouth Pride is to the area? You know, there's not a lot of pride organizations around this area. So what's the importance of it?
It just shows that we are an inclusive community. That's what it shows, and that everybody is welcomed to be here. So, in terms of the importance, I think that lays upon the organization itself. I know that in speaking with one of the chairs, the fact that she was having this festival here and not having to go someplace else to do this was very special to her. And so, and for that, it's special to us.
So Christine, what's the importance of Pride Month?
I would say the importance of Pride Month, especially for the youth that we serve, where we have an all-inclusive environment. Kids can come to the club and feel that they are in a safe place, that they have adult mentors that will listen to them, will help guide them, and can give them any resources that they have. But I think Pride Month is especially important for us to celebrate, so we can do more outreach, we can have youth out there know that we are a safe place and that they always have, even if they're not part of the club, that we celebrate our pride, we celebrate it all year long, and that kids and families and this community know that we're here for them no matter what.
So what's the significance of Pride?
So the significance of Pride for me, well, I have family members that are LGBTQ+, and I want them to feel as comfortable as I do, so this is my way of showing support. So we came down to record the podcast, the Old Colony Cast, which is about all things Plymouth and surrounding areas, and I mean, that's what it's all about.
All right. I think the whole concept started right with making sure anyone and everyone, no matter who you love or what you want to identify as or who you want to identify as, felt welcome and had equal rights. So I think Pride is just a way of remembering where we're going, because I think there's still a lot of work to do, but Pride is a good way to show who cares about what's going on, and you know, people who just want to live in love. Yeah, exactly.
What's the importance of Pride?
The importance of Pride is to make everybody feel included in a world where, you know, not everybody is kind. It's great to come together to show our kids and, you know, kids who might not have supportive parents that we're all here for them, that there's a whole community that's here for them. So nobody ever has to feel alone, and that they know that they have safe people that they can come to talk to, you know, just for support.
What's the importance of Pride?
The importance of Pride is to support the ever-growing and increasing number of people who are finding their freedom and are finding their inner self, and to recognize the struggles of the LGBT community for many, many years in the past, not just back to Stonewall, but going back hundreds of years. That's the importance of Pride, and we need it every day. And it's important to be out, be visible, and that's what I do every day.
Olivia, what's the importance of Pride?
I would say the importance of Pride is to shed light on a community that needs some awareness, and so the people that in that community have the platform and the time to talk about things that matter to them and have that platform, because I feel like a lot of people don't have the platform to do that, and I think Pride in the community and the huge community of people are really able to come together and do that together and make a space for people to do that, and I think that that's so amazing.
Hillary, what's the importance of Pride?
So for me, the importance of Pride is for people to be able to express who they are all of the time, no matter what that means.
You're a part of PFLAG. How is Pride important to PFLAG and to families who are in PFLAG?
Well, PFLAG families are families who are supporting their youth who are coming out or maybe who have come out. And so it's just important that families feel like they can be proud. Yeah, so there were 5 people that came together to found this South Shore PFLAG support group. And PFLAG is a national organization that provides support, advocacy, and education about LGBTQ families. And we knew there was a need on the South Shore. There just was not a South Shore support group. So we got something going. We're currently meeting via Zoom. But in September, we'll be back to in-person meetings. And this is really perfect for families whose kids are questioning their gender, maybe questioning their sexual orientation, or maybe they've just come out to their family. And lots of times families could really use support from other families who've been there.
So what's the importance of you being here today? How does this help families?
Well, we want as many families to know that PFLAG exists, just so that if they have a need, or their neighbor or another family member has a need for support because they have a youth coming out, we want people to know we're here.
Why have a Pride Month?
I think it's really important to have a Pride Month, but I think it's more important that it's celebrated all year long. I don't think it's fair enough to have it be a month long. One day someone wakes up on, the first day of the month and then they celebrate Pride and then it goes away. That doesn't seem right? Should be all year. Yeah. Inclusive, everyone, all the time.
Going off of what she said, I don't feel like it should only be designated to like one specific time in the year. I'm basically just like saying the same thing she is, but it should be like a full year long. You shouldn't only be able to celebrate during one time.
Why is it important to have Pride Month?
To express the feelings and the community's pride for one another and together as a group. And it just brings us all together so that we feel like a big family of sorts and make us feel like accepted and loved in a simple group of people, especially if some people a part of the group don't get love from loved ones or family or friends. So it's a place and a time where they can feel like themselves and know that there are people that love and appreciate them and that they are valid and their feelings are true and no one can say otherwise.
How do you feel the pandemic impacted the LGBTQ community?
I feel that the LGBTQ, IA, and all the other letters to be inclusive have definitely been impacted by the pandemic and everything that has happened over the past year plus. Our particular community, we're still, even though we're making strides, we're still struggling in different ways. We're still fighting for certain rights. We're still trying to get acceptance and equality and all of that. So for everything to shut down and stop and, everyone just is left alone. I mean, there's so many folks that feel alone already just because of who they are, because of this part of them. So to then physically be separated from everyone else is especially difficult. There's also, as many people know, higher rates of suicide and mental illness in our community. And with everything shutting down and closing off, that meant those rates went higher, and people that were suffering suffered greater, or those who may have been okay, this really made a negative impact and may have caused some spiraling. I've talked to a lot of different people. It's so unfortunate, and because it affected the mental health industry as well, and now there's a backlog in that way. I mean, it's just, there's been way too much tragedy, and just, I mean, I feel like our community really relies on each other to come together and to literally rally for one another and to become stronger and show that we're here and we're not going anywhere, and we're important and we're full of beautiful, wonderful, unique individuals. So it's definitely been tough and for a lot of people, and I think that we can come out on the other side, but we especially now need to hold each other up.
So, Casey, how do you feel the pandemic has impacted the LGBTQ plus community?
So some of the ways that we've been affected is obviously job loss, as well as just proportionately affected by COVID, that is also not being recorded, as well as housing. I know over 61% of the trans and non-binary community in Boston has been affected by homelessness in the city. The Trans Resistance, the organization that I am part of, we're working with the Transgender Emergency Fund to buy a permanent building in Boston to house the trans and non-binary community. At our festival, we just raised about $110,000, and we're still looking for donations.
How do you think that the pandemic has impacted the LGBTQ plus community?
I feel like it's impacted everybody greatly, but more so the minority communities they've been more shut in on themselves for their entire lives, and now even more so not having the opportunity to go out and express themselves in environments where they're not being judged by their family or their peers, people who they may be with all the time and might feel a little oppressed around, I suppose. They get to be out more, literally out of the closet, out of the house, out as themselves.
I agree on that. Everybody needs somewhere to go, a safe place to be able to express themselves.
And for some people, that's just outside.
Yeah, and have their freedom, and not many people get that.
How has the pandemic, you think, impacted the LGBTQ plus community?
I think it's given a lot of people time to reflect and come to terms with themselves if it's something they were thinking about, but it also has kind of taken away a lot of community, and that's a hard piece because the community is so important for us to build around, because there's pressure all around from other sides to not be who you are and not be, and so to have that community built back up is so important. I know we're just starting a teen support group, and we're starting a parents' night so that we can give that community, especially to young kids who are coming out and they're like, hey, this is the first time I'm seeing myself like this, that I'm acknowledging these things, and there are other people around me like this. And the answer is yes, and you need to be able to have that, and that's so important. So to be able to provide that at our center, and then to be able to support events like this in a small local pride group is amazing.
Samantha, how do you feel the pandemic has impacted the LGBTQ plus community?
Well, that's a great question. It has affected us deeply. We're known for being very outgoing and for socializing and being able to, go out and participate in our community and do things. And the pandemic has, somewhat stalled a lot of those types of activities. However, I represent TCNE, and we're the largest New England Transgender Community Support Service in New England, and we offer weekly virtual workshops for our community because we know the pandemic has kept people home and inside, so we offered our virtual workshops free every week, and we touch upon all the different rainbow type of issues and fun events, and we just help our community any way we can, so we're very adaptable. We know how to continue on.
Bella, what does pride mean to you?
Pride means to me that you're able to be yourself for at least whenever you want, and it's amazing. It makes you happy, and if people don't like that, whatever, it's just you. It's amazing. It's so many words for it, and I can't think of them, but pride means to me that I'm able to be myself, and I'm able to love whoever I want to and choose to be who I want to be. And I don't have just a form to fill out, just you have to be this. I can be me, I can be a different person.
Christian, what does pride mean to you?
Well, like what my sister said, love is love, and you can be whoever you want to be, which I'm pretty sure that's a poem somewhere. I just don't know where or who said it. But yeah, it's pretty much what my sister said. Be yourself, be who you truly are, love who you are, and accept yourself for who you are.
What does pride mean to you?
Well, pride means a lot of different things, especially at my studio. I am an art teacher, and I teach a lot of teens who are becoming themselves in all different ways, and some are transitioning to boys, some are transitioning to girls. I have gay, bisexual, pansexual. I have all sorts of different students to work with and a lot of different personalities. So having a safe place for the children is probably what pride means to me, accepting them for who they are, and making sure that they know that they're loved there, because I know that some kids aren't loved in some places. So the art studio is a really safe place, and I'm very prideful, and we take pride in our safe place, and that's what pride means to me.
We've been talking to a lot of folks today about pride and what it means to them and how it's important. How is it important to Shagley?
Oh goodness, for Shagley, pride is so important because youth need that validation. A lot of times they might not get it from somewhere else, and so we're there as a group to say, you know what, you should be who you are, you should explore who you are, you can change who you are as you want, and pride is just a way to bring the whole community together to support those youth, as well as adults, but youth who are figuring out themselves need that community, especially when they're just little ones, really. Oh my goodness, I'm not quite sure how to go from here. This is Shagley's very first Pride where we're representing, so we're so very excited to be here with PFLAG as well, the adult support group for those with an LGBTQ youth in their lives, and they've been wonderful. We're usually based in Duxbury, but right now we're virtual, so it's nice to be able to be out and about with real people right now. Yes, I think that's all I've got.
Why start Plymouth Pride?
Well, Plymouth had no Pride before this, so obviously all of us individually have had Pride, but we didn't have any official Plymouth Pride, and as you can see, it was a necessity.
It's been a wonderful day at Plymouth Pride. Make sure you check out Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming PopuPACTV events, and make sure you check out our YouTube page for what's good and what's good to know. From all of us at PACTV's The Local Scene, we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
The community came out for Pride, and next year will be even bigger. To support, learn more, or find out how you can volunteer, visit PlymouthPrideInc.com. On August 4th, 1892, Lizzie Borden took an axe and committed the horrific murders of her father and stepmother. Or did she? Although acquitted at trial, Lizzie remained a suspect in the murders and was ostracized by Fall River society for the rest of her life. Her guilt is debated to this day, as the story itself has taken on mythic and folkloric qualities. We are still fascinated. The historic house where it happened will be the scene for a 129th anniversary reenactment event, and the Lizzie Borden House invites you to attend and decide for yourself, innocent or guilty. A cast of 8 actors will perform a reenactment of the events following the murders of Andrew and Abby Borden live from inside the house. At the end of this hour-long presentation, there will be a 30-minute question and answer session with the cast and online audience members. This Sunday, August 29th event will run from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and to ensure the safety of cast, house staff, and guests will be held virtually. Visit the Lizzie Borden Facebook page to learn more. Release stress and have fun moving your body in the Pembroke Council on Aging's new free fall class, Line Dancing with Maureen Godding. Beginning on Friday, September 8th from 10 to 11 a.m., this easy-to-follow, upbeat dance class is for both the beginner and the seasoned dancer. There'll be lots of instructions in this fun class incorporating all types of music, hand clapping, and hip shaking. This 8-week class is funded by a generous donation to the COA Gift Fund. Call 781-294-8220 to learn more. The Plymouth Bay Cultural District includes both the Plymouth waterfront and downtown areas, a vibrant geographic region defined by dynamic artistic, musical, educational, and commercial opportunities, as well as historic sites and parks. Julie Thompson spoke with arts advocate and Vice Chair Malissa Kenney and Town Planner and Chair Robin Carver about what's new and next for the Cultural District.
Welcome, Robin and Melissa. It is so good to have you with us today. We're going to concentrate on the exciting events coming up, but I would like to start with what a cultural district is, because some people still don't know. And according to your website, it is defined by the Massachusetts Cultural Council as a downtown area with a concentration of cultural activities, facilities, and assets. It's walkable, easily identifiable to visitors and residents, and serves as a magnet for artistic and economic activity. Absolutely, that's downtown Plymouth. So, Melissa, let's start with you and talk about Art Fest.
Thanks, Julie. So Art Fest actually is a mini festival, and it is a celebration of our visual, performing, and literary arts in Plymouth. We, after taking a pause last year from Art Week, and knowing that Art Week is not going to come back, the Bach Center is not going to be sponsoring that again statewide, we wanted to kind of resurrect the spirit of what Art Week was and kind of do our own thing. We feel like it's especially important this year to make sure that we are featuring our artists, our creatives, our makers, our performers, and giving them a forum. So Art Fest is going to take place August 26th through August 29th.
Okay, so 4 full days. There's going to be many components of it. Let's talk about Porch Fest. And Robin Carver, could you talk to us about what Porch Fest is?
Sure, thanks, Julie. So Porch Fest, which is going to be on October 28th, Saturday, in conjunction with this year again with the Waterfront Festival, where what we're doing is proposing to bring music, live music, into the streets from the downtown, from the waterfront area up to downtown Plymouth, by providing musicians and performers on people's residence and businesses in their front yards, lawns, sidewalks, driveways, wherever, to have musicians playing basically all over town to bring people through town listening to wonderful music. We've got 19 musicians signed up already. A lot of the ones that we had in our first and last one in 2019, we're very excited to come back again. And now we've got a few extra new performers as well. And we have 15 host locations, and they really are tying all the streets between the waterfront, Brewster Street, Chilton Street, Memorial, North Street, and Leiden Street. And we also have some performers on Court and Main Street as well, uptown. So it should be a lot of fun. Everybody's excited to hear the people performing again and get people out and about downtown.
Oh, that's excellent. That sounds like such fun. What are the other components, Melissa, that are involved in this whole art week?
So we have created a couple of signature events that are sponsored by the Cultural District. And one of those is Rain Poetry. We've been wanting to partner with our poet laureate, Stephen Delbos, for quite a while. And this was just a great way to do it. So it's kind of a movement you may have seen in Boston, other areas of the country, but essentially you take verses from poems or impactful statements, and you stencil them on sidewalks using a special product that's only visible when wet. So it's kind of a happy accident to be walking, down the waterfront or downtown in the rain, and all of a sudden, this beautiful poetry verse is visible on the sidewalk. So that's one of our events, and we're going to kick it off on Friday, the 27th, at Brewster Park with 8 poets reciting, performing some of their original poems. So the 8 poets include Stephen.
Yeah.
And they come from Plymouth and the Cape and Situate, and we are hoping that we'll have some music accompaniment there as well. Sure. And so they'll be reciting the poetry right in the garden, and then we are going to encourage the crowd to take a walk to one of the nearby verses where we will reveal it kind of ahead of time. And then when it rains, you'll get to see it. We'll have the locations on a map going forward. So that's rain poetry, and we're really thrilled about that. And the other signature event is chalk art. Yep. So this is an event that we actually had planned last summer in conjunction with the Chamber's Block Party event in June. Unfortunately, we had torrential rains and had to cancel it. And so we're bringing it back on Sunday, the 29th. So that'll be kind of the culmination of our week. So far, we have over 6 artists who are going to use Sidewalk as their canvas. We're really excited because we have young artists as well. So we have youth that'll be participating. Right now, our plan is to have chalk art designated at Town Square, so surrounding Town Square. And then depending on how many more artists sign on, we're going to go to Depot Park as well. So that will kind of have bookends either end of downtown that will encourage people to move from one end to the other.
Right.
And then in addition to that, we are inviting anyone that has a visual, a performing, or literary arts event going on, even our small businesses that might have trunk shows, knit-alongs, anything creative to participate, and they can be under the banner of Art Fest and be included in all of our marketing.
That is just fabulous. That's wonderful. Robin, question. So if I'm a person and I'm like pretty excited about a lot of these events and I want to maybe plan things for different days, is there a triptych, or is there something that you've put together that tells everybody in one place where you can go? Here's the map, here's the time frame, all that. Is it all in one place?
Well, we provide all of that information on the Plymouth Bay Cultural District website, plymouthbayculture.org. And we have our events calendar up there. Everything will be listed up there. We're also putting together maps of the Porch Fest schedule and map like we did last time, so you can download a map. We'll have some printed and hopefully have some of those available, but with just the changing of times, a lot of things is electronic now, so it'll be downloadable from the website. We also we have this Pixel, it's an app now that we're producing, that we have one located right now at the Hedge House at the sculpture down there in this Together sculpture, where you can actually go up to it and download the app, and it can give you information about it. We're going to try to place pixels around in a few locations. We have 4, I believe, that we're going to place around so that can help people be able to find that location and then download the map and the schedule from there and what's going on for the 4 days of Art Fest.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, what exciting. Now, obviously, all this is outside, so what happens if it rains? Is there any contingency for a rain date on all of this?
Yeah, so rain date for Porch Fest will be Sunday, the next day, on the 29th, which will be kind of exciting because then we'll have Porch Fest going on and chalk art going on at the same time. So that'll be a great connection between the two of them. They'll interface well together. They don't overlap in the exact same locations, but it just kind of brings it all together. And then if it rains on Sunday, we will have had Porch Fest on Saturday, and chalk art will be scheduled again on October 1st. It'll be a first Saturday. So we just are just looking at the calendar as we thought that made sense to further out into the fall and tie that in with first Saturday and first Friday nights and kind of make that a fun weekend.
Right. And that's more culture and artisticness and everything that's going on in the downtown area, which is wonderful. And the last question, Melissa, I'll ask you, is just in case there's any change with the variant, is there any information or any place people would go to find out any updated information? Same place, website?
Yeah, absolutely. And our social media. We post regularly on our Facebook and our Instagram accounts. And certainly we will get the word out even through print media.
Okay, great. If there's any change. Okay, excellent. Ladies, you have a wonderful 4 days planned. I hope so many people come, and it's right in the middle of the downtown festival that the Chamber puts on, the Waterfront Festival, so there'll be tons of vendors there too, so we're hoping to have thousands of people crowd to Plymouth and just enjoy everything about Art Week here in Plymouth. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Julie, Robin, and Melissa. To plan your visit to the Plymouth Bay Cultural District, visit plymouthbayculture.org. Butterflies are some of our most beautiful seasonal creatures and enrich the local habitat for all animals, including humans. On Thursday, August 26th at 6:30 p.m., the Kingston Public Library and Joy Marzolf from The Joys of Nature invite you to the 1-hour program, Butterflies of New England. Joy holds a BA in biology and worked as a naturalist and educator at Mass Audubon's Broadmoor Wildlife Sanctuary for over 13 years, teaching programs on topics including butterflies, dragonflies, reptiles, amphibians, and more. In this program, you'll learn about our local butterfly population, see examples, and learn how to attract them to your neighborhood. The program will take place across the street from the library in the Adams Center. Contact librarian Alvin Ely to reserve your spot or visit the library's website for more information. Join the Plymouth Public Library and traveling librarian Tom Comiskey in another armchair travel experience. Taking inspiration from the Traveling Cat Chronicles, one of the library's summer reading books, you'll visit the 6 Japanese cities mentioned in this book, touring Japan from north to south. Tom will share the history and culture of each city in this program, supplemented with photos and short film clips. This event takes place on Tuesday, August 24th from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and will be both in person and on Zoom for those who would like to participate from home. Visit the Plymouth Public Library website to register. Anyone can report elder abuse. If you are concerned about an adult age 60 or older and have reason to believe he or she is a victim of elder abuse, neglect, self-neglect, or financial exploitation, please call the Massachusetts-based Elder Abuse Hotline number at 1-800-922-2275. This number is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Once your report is received, the Executive Office of Elder Affairs Protective Services Program will forward it for review to the local Protective Services Agency for investigation, assignment to a caseworker when warranted, and service planning designed to end or alleviate the elder neglect or abuse. Regulations allow up to 48 hours for review, but most case intakes are reviewed the same day. No one should feel helpless. Author and actress Marianne Leone will join the Duxbury Senior Center's Memoir Writing Speaker Series on Tuesday, August 31st from 3 to 4 p.m. via Zoom for a discussion on writing and capturing your story. Marianne is the author of 2 memoirs, Knowing Jessie, a mother's story of grief, grace, and everyday bliss, and Ma Speaks Up, a first-generation daughter talks back. An accomplished actress who has appeared in several films and television series, Marianne is also a local resident. To register, visit the Duxbury Senior Center's website. The Kingston Fire Department needs your help coming clean. On Wednesday, August 25th from 2 to 3 p.m., head down to the Kingston Public Library parking lot to help wash a fire truck with your little one. Sponges, buckets, and a hose will be provided for this all-ages event. All you need is some elbow grease and a great attitude. No registration required. Visit the Kingston Public Library website for more information. Next up, we have musician Chris LeBeau, a multi-instrumental songwriter from Sandwich, Massachusetts, playing an acoustic rendition of his original song, Left of Center, from his new album, The Sweet Escape.
Good morning, PACTV. Thank you for having me. My name is Chris LeBeau. It's a beautiful day outdoors. I figured, what the heck, let's play some guitar. This song is going to be called Left of Center, and it's on my upcoming album called The Sweet Escape. Feeling left of center, a little out of place. Serenity is calling, but I can't find the space. I feel the weather changing, mood under red sky. And maybe it's the point of view that changes within time. And all I'm searching for is my paradise, and all I'm searching for is that peace of mind. And all I am is all I'll be, and so the mantra goes. And my words fight with gravity, and so does my young soul. And all I'm searching for is my paradise. And all I'm searching for is that peace of mind. And all I am is all I'll be, and so the mantra goes. And my words fight with gravity, and so does my young soul. So does my young soul. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Chris. To find out where you can catch Chris performing locally, visit his website at chrislebeau.com. And thank you for staying with us for this episode of Local Matters. From all of us at PACTV, have a happy and safe week. We will see you next time.